For me, Nature's one of the coolest things out there. That's why Jameson and I are making geographical nature walks so that everyone knows how great nature is instead of just me and Jameson knowing it.
Wow, what a view!
Hey, Jameson, you're wearing the wrong hat. It says Stanford.
Sam, not Stan. That's not very neat. But what is neat is plate boundaries. Now, here on Stanford's campus, the geography is conducive to the fact that we have diverging plate boundaries which move at an average rate of 3 centimeters to 5 centimeters per year. Transform boundaries, which is two plates creating fiction side by side, and using your imagination, convergent boundaries. When two boundaries have the same density and they hit each other, one goes up and the other goes down. Wow! And it creates the Himalayas. Thank you, Jesus. Now, in divergent boundaries, that's where we get seafloor spreading, and that's how continents move. And in transform boundaries, and a good example of that would be the one in California, and they create earthquakes. Which is why San Francisco and LA are going to be San-Frele, like Chick-fil-A, but we probably won't be here. So,
without a doubt, Stanford Nature is one of the coolest things they have. But you know, when I'm in nature, I like to see some critters sometimes. So I like to get the earth shaking up a little bit. Just kind of get the earth moving. Like just boy, boy, boy. Man, gee dang it. But you know, just in case you see something, you should always be prepared. Always be packing packing gun. Because you know, you never know what you're gonna see. There's bears, there's mountain cougars, biting goats, and oh look, a bulldog. How neat is that? Jameson, move a little bit, little more, little more, little more, right there. Stop. There you go.
Here at Stanford University in Birmingham, Alabama, we have clast. Now, what is a clast, you might ask? Wow, I'm rhymed. Anyway, a clast is a piece of sedimentary rock that has rock and mineral pieces within it. There are 4 different types. We have conglomerate, breccia, which we don't have conglomerate to show you. However, we have breccia, which is like conglomerate, but it's just angular. We have sandstone clast, which if you can see right here, we have very fine pieces of clastic rock, which is kind of like sand. And finally, we have mud-sized clast, or shale. Now this is technically not shale, however, looks exactly like what shale would look like. It can chip easily, and it is mostly just mud, but these are rocks.
Have you ever been to the beach on a nice, hot, blistering day where you're just sitting out there on the sand like an egg in a skillet, just sizzling? Well, that's because in the summer, in the daytime, the land gets really hot, and because of the low pressure, the hot air rises, and over the ocean, there's a higher pressure, so the cool air sinks, and because air moves from high to low, the hot air goes over the ocean and goes over there, and the cool air comes into the ocean, into the shore, creating a nice cool breeze to really help you cool down on that day. And at night, the opposite happens because the land is cooler than the ocean. Now how neat is that?
Score! It's a bison! You can tell it's a bison by the way he is. How neat is that?
See, out here in nature around the Christmas time, trees start to grow ornaments and lights and such. I'm just goofing with you. Actually, trees in the fall time turn nice and brown. In the winter time they lose their leaves, while in the summer they keep a nice green color. So we got all a mixture of all sorts of colors. Well, what happens is the reason we have seasons because as the Earth's orbital plane rotates, it stays at a 23.5 degree tilt, like so. And when it's in the winter time, the northern hemisphere faces away from the sun and doesn't get as much sunlight and warmth and such, so that's why it's always cold and a little dark. Well, in the summertime, in June, during the summer solstice, the northern hemisphere faces the sun more often because of the tilt, and it makes it a little warmer and the days are much longer. But all this changes happens during the equinox, when the tilts are just right with the sun, giving 12 equal hours of daytime light and night light. How neat is that? Just like Neature, Christmas time is one of my favorite times of the year because we get to celebrate the neatness of Jesus Christ coming into the world.